Hi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show here on Buzzing Pattaya, the show where we talk about things that are happening right here, right now, as well as general news, tips, information and advice. I'm absolutely delighted to be joining me on the show today. Dave, how you doing, my man?
Trevor, good morning, mate.
Now,
nice
you might be thinking, where on earth are we? What are we doing? I'm actually in what is regarded as one of the best restaurants in this city, and I absolutely say that with no conviction whatsoever apart from it. It's absolutely true. We're in the Sportsman. So, my man, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be on. It's nice to be coming out of the last 2 years. It's been a little bit of a nightmare for everybody. Yeah. But we're coming out of it. Things are getting busier. So I'm in a
I just walked through the restaurant.
Much better place. Yeah, it's been busy. In fact, we couldn't get in the restaurant, so we've had to come into the kitchen.
Where are you taking me?
This is in the pie kitchen. This is our pie facility.
Now, as you can see, I like a pie or two.
Yeah.
Now, before we talk about Sportsman, I mean, you know, guys, if you've never been to the Sports, Soy 13 on Second Road, you can get to it from Beach Road or Second Road. And you know, and I'm not gonna just say it because it's like I'm trying to big you up. They generally do have one of the best reputations here as far as restaurants are concerned. Whenever I talk about the food here, or I talk about Sportsman, when I'm walking past, the amount of people say, "Oh, it's fantastic! Your Sunday carvery." Yeah. Man, now that is
got a good reputation.
Oh God, yeah. But before we talk about all that, let's talk about yourself. So, where are you originally from?
I'm from the UK, from Colchester. Essex. I'm an Essex boy for my sins.
Oh man, I served in Colchester.
Oh right, okay. There's a big garrison there.
Yeah. I was in the Green Jackets. I served in Colchester.
Okay.
And I did a bit of turn in the glass house as well.
Oh right, I was about to say they have the glass house.
Yeah, I know.
And the Gurkhas were stationed there as well.
Right,
yeah, it's quite an active town. It was active when we were growing up.
Cool, I can imagine. Yeah,
on the weekends.
Some funds.
Yeah.
So you're from Colchester. Yep. You're over here. How long have you been in Thailand now?
I first came out in 1990. So do the math. What's that? 30 something. You start counting at a certain stage.
Like 30 odd years.
30 odd years. Yeah, came out in 1990. Yeah.
Man, what was it like?
It's like the Wild West. The basis is still the same, I guess, but it has changed. It's evolved, obviously, over the last sort of 32 years since I've been here. The demographic, the clientele, there has been a lot of changes, but, you know, the R&R is the same. Yeah. You know, the beer bars, the ladies, you know, that has stayed sort of pretty consistent. Yeah. But there has been a lot of changes, obviously, with the infrastructure and that, and they're still working on it.
Oh,
never
man.
stops.
Have you been down Walking Street lately?
That's it, yeah, part of it, yeah.
And the thing I love about what they do here, and I don't know how that's been consistent over the time you've been here, it's a lot longer than me, but it's like lastminute.com. Right, we're going to open the country up, so let's quickly dig up Walking Street. And
everywhere else at the same time. Crazy. They've just had 2 years with nobody here, and then they're digging everything up. Second Road.
Soy 15. I couldn't, you know, we was coming down Soy 15 to come down here. Yeah. No, do a U-turn. They've completely blocked all behind the Avenue Mall.
Some things now haven't changed. You see, 32 years, it's exactly the same as what it was, yeah.
So when you came here 32 years ago, did you come here to Pattaya, or was it just in Thailand in general?
Pretty much. I was travelling around the world. I did the backpacking thing, you know. We hitchhiked through Europe, and we went to India and spent a couple of months in India, and then came through Asia. The idea was to go around the world. I was travelling with a friend of mine, and it took us, I'm guessing, 6-7 months to get to Australia. Ran out of money, worked in Australia, and then never actually got the other half around the world. We came back to Asia because of
so you got here and that was it?
That was it. Come back and forth. I think it actually took me about 7 years to get all the way around, but enjoyed Asia so much, particularly Thailand, but we travelled through Laos and Cambodia and Vietnam and Malaysia, Singapore. You know, it was the backpacking thing. I was 20 years old, you know, it was lovely.
Fantastic.
Not a care in the world. In fact, funny story, we were in Bangkok first, and we went to Koh Samet before I came to Pattaya. And we were only there one night, and I bumped into a German guy. And sort of, he said, "Where have we been?" We've been to Kanchanaburi, and I asked him, where have you come from? And he said, "Oh, we've just come from Pattaya." Well, I didn't really sort of research stuff, and I said, "Oh yeah, Pattaya, I've heard about it. Is it any good?" He said, "It's absolutely terrible." He said, "Full of alcoholics and girls." Check bin. That was it. We were on the next boat out.
Oh,
and that was it. So
fantastic. Well, he was pretty much right.
He was right. Yeah. I don't think he's ever come back.
No,
again.
I don't think he is. I don't think. So when you came, obviously backpacking around the world, and you got here, you've arrived here. What was your vision in terms of like how you were going to stay here and live here? I mean, did you always have in mind I need to open a business, or was it something you just...
Initially, no, it didn't cross my mind for the first 7 years. It was never my intention to come and live here.
Right.
I was travelling, I went to America, I used to work around the world wherever I could get work. I spent a couple of years in Australia. And I think it was after about 7 years of being here, I was in America, I was working in North Carolina, and the work fell through, and then I was back in the UK.
Oh, okay.
And it was the last place in the world I wanted to be at that particular time in my life. And I said to one of my travelling companions at the time, I said, "That's it. I'm going back to Pattaya. I said, I'm going to open a bar. And I'd already been here 7 years, so it was, I'd already got a network of friends. I came back, I told a few of the lads that, yeah, I'm going to open a bar, and they're like, oh, no, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And from day one, it was packed. It was right next to Happy A Go-Go. A lot of the old school guys will remember it. The Horn Bar, it was a bit of a, it had a bit of a reputation.
Okay.
Yeah, it was full on.
It was busy, was it?
It was busy, just full of full of lads.
Not like it is in the Sportsman.
No, a different. Same. The same guys still come to the Sportsman.
Do they?
They don't get up to the same antics as what we did in the Horn Bar 25 years ago.
I can imagine pint chips probably isn't that attractive compared to a gold.
We had pint mash and liquor down there as well.
Brilliant.
We had some fun. So that's how it started for me. After travelling for about 7 years, I opened a bar down in Walking Street. Like I said, it was right next to one of the best go-go bars in town, right next to Happy A Go-Go. And we just smashed it there for a few years.
So what made you stop then if it was going so well? Why did you change and go into like the restaurant side of things?
My liver made me stop, Well, with beer bars, it is hard work, you know, and you are expected to drink. And because I was quite young at the time, I enjoyed drinking. And I just did a little bit too much of it. I ended up with a few health issues, which I solved. But the easiest and quickest way of solving that was to get out the bar. And that's when I moved to the Sportsman.
So when you came to the Sportsman, I'm guessing, rightly or wrongly, you had no catering experience as such?
No, I've always been front of house, no catering experience whatsoever.
Wow, that's a brave
This
move.
was always my local. I knew the original owner from the day they opened. I knew his father, who had the Sportsman on Soy 6. So from the day he opened here, and he opened 2 weeks after I opened my bar, so for 5 years this was my local restaurant. So it was a no-brainer when I thought I need to get out of that industry. And I said to my partner at the time, or to-be partner, I said, would you be interested in me buying half of the business? And he wasn't in a particularly good place at the time. And that's how I got involved with the Sportsman.
Fantastic. Because I mean, you touched on it just then, and it's a really, really valid point. When you do run a bar, when you own a bar, you are expected to be there all the time. And of course, everyone walks in, hello Dave, have a beer, mate.
Yes.
And you're like, again, you
in
know.
In the beer bar, obviously. Here not so much, but it does change your clientele. When I was still drinking very sociably, I used to have a slightly different clientele. As I've got older and a little bit wiser, maybe, laying off the booze, and the younger guys are not coming in as much. Some of the guys that are my age that are still partying heavily don't come in as often. But you know what? That's not my bag anymore. It's,
well, so when you took over the Sportsman, in what kind of state was it in terms of like its reputation? What was it doing? Was it like food and stuff?
Good reputation. A guy called Steve opened it up in '97, Valentine's Day '97. Very, very experienced chef, really nice guy. He had a really good reputation. He got a little bit poorly with shingles or something. He lost his enthusiasm a little bit. He took in another partner, and that really wasn't working out. And it started nosediving from there. But they had a great reputation prior to me coming in. I came in and with that, I think I brought a little bit of flair to the front of house. I obviously brought a big drinking crew with me as well. And we've just evolved from there. It's been a slow process, but
so when you took over, then obviously it had a good reputation to start with. Did that not like put you under a bit more pressure? Because you're thinking, well, you know, I've got to keep this reputation and try and get it to even more, rather than thinking, oh no, what if I don't keep it?
Yeah, no, I was pretty confident. I was confident that I could do. You know, I'd had 5 years hospitality in the beer bar, slightly different, but it's just being the face and being nice and treating your customers with respect and having a good conversation with them and giving them some time. And I was pretty confident when I came here that I could turn it around. That was the deal with Steve. I said, listen, let me in, I'll turn it around with you, you know. You've got to be confident in what you do. If you're lacking confidence, then that's a sure way of failing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you've done an extremely good job. I mean, you know, I said it earlier on in the video, and I'll say it again. You know, whenever you mention the Sportsman, great place. You know, I can probably count on one hand in the 10 years I've lived here of anybody that's not had a good time. And I couldn't count with all my hands and fingers and feet and yours. And many people have said you've had a fantastic time.
Yeah,
so, you know, you've clearly done a fantastic job. You really, really have.
Just keeping on top of it. That's
so,
it, yeah.
In terms of the Sportsman, what's the biggest challenge for you here?
Currently, still red tape, I guess, getting things open. I think at the turn of the month there's going to be more restrictions. Nearly all restrictions are going to be lifted. So that has been the biggest challenge recently. Challenges? No, it's just the challenge of running a restaurant. Really, you have to have your finger in all pies. You have to know every aspect of the business. You know, although I'm not a qualified chef, you need to know the recipes. You need to know menu development, cleanliness, value for money, staff training, keep your staff happy. That's the biggest challenge. Is keeping your finger on the pulse with every aspect of the business. It's not like if you're an electrician, you need to do the electrics. If you're a plumber, you do the plumbing. So being a restaurant owner, you really need to be in touch with every aspect of it. Yeah.
So do you create the menu? So you sit down and it's your decision, say, right, we're going to do these dishes? Or
yeah, normally with my kitchen manager, depending who I'm working with at the time. I've been quite lucky. I've had some great Western managers. I'm working with a new guy at the moment, and English guys getting on very, very well. So I normally sit down with them. They obviously are the skilled chefs. They have a lot of experience. I have a lot of experience in menu development and what the customer wants, and costings and stuff. So we'd sit down together and really do the menu development.
Your Sunday carvery, absolutely quality.
That we've been doing that for donkeys, actually, a couple of decades, I guess. And I think what made it successful initially was we just kept topping everything up, even if we weren't busy. If the food didn't look 100%, throw it away, put fresh food out. And we slowly built up a big clientele of people that enjoyed the freshness and the quality of the food.
Fantastic.
And now it's snowballed, whereas we don't struggle, but it's hard work to keep up with the flow of people. So now the success of the carvery is that we have so many great customers coming in every Sunday eating that our food is always fresh. You know, we're doing 30, 40 kilos of meat and go out through the carvery, but initially it was hard work. You know, we didn't make money for the first year because we were throwing so much of the fruit and the vegetables away to keep it fresh.
I must admit, when I've been here myself and had the sun, it is fantastic. But what you said earlier, it's the choice.
Yeah,
there's such a great choice, and there's some unusual bits.
That's it. Yeah, something a little bit different. There's not too many places that have roast lamb on because it's very expensive and getting more expensive. We have Brussels sprouts, we have steak and kidney pudding, green beans, cauliflower and broccoli cheese. So there's a few different things on there as well. Beetroot. We always have a couple of different soups on in that as well. So it is a little bit different. You know, we get a lot of people coming from the UK that are like, you know what, this is the best I've ever had. This is better than we get in the UK. So, which is flattering, But
it must be true though, because, you know, all jokes aside, you are rammed on a Sunday. You know, it's just unless you're in, you're out, that's it. You know, you've got no way of getting in because you're just so busy.
Yeah. But the staff are pretty good of turning tables and you know, I know majority of the customers, so if they've eaten already and they just want to sit down and enjoy a coffee, they're okay with sitting at the bar and moving tables. So we accommodate, we try to get big tables to book before they come in because it's difficult to put a table of 6 or a table of 8 in if you haven't booked. But we seem to juggle it quite well. You know.
So away from the Sunday carvery, what's your most popular dish?
Our most popular dish, I would say, is fish and chips.
Is it?
Yeah, fish and chips. Daily roasts, because it's not just the Sunday roast. We have roast beef, roast lamb, roast pork on the menu every day. Thai food is very, very popular. But the fish and chips is good. Bacon wrapped prawns, of all things. Beef nachos are a very, very good seller. It's not a particularly difficult job to redevelop our menu because everything on there sells really good. The hard thing is what to take off.
Right.
You know, we're full of ideas of what to replace it with, but you always find whatever you take off, customers will always say, "Oh, what's happened to the chicken tortilla wraps?" And well, they weren't selling; they were one of our. Yeah, but I loved them, and so we don't change. We don't change a whole lot. Just after COVID, we made quite a few changes because we felt that everything had been a bit stagnant for a couple of years. So we put a lot more healthy options on. We put another 4 salads on. We put smoothie bowls on. We put some avocado dishes on and that. So we spruced it up a little bit,
Aside from the food menu, you've got another good reputation for being a good sports bar. Come and watch all the sports.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that work for you? Is that something that you focus on in terms of like the big events, or is it like a day-to-day opportunity to come in and watch sport?
Just consistency, really. You know, we advertise all the live sports that we have on every weekend and during the week. You know, everything's on our Facebook page, on our web page. We've got a great system, you know, we've got a couple of boxes we can play all the sort of Sky Sports and everything. We've got 4 true boxes. So we get if it's televised, we can get it on. We've got 8 TV screens, you know, they're all interchangeable, so we can put which sport you want on which table. there's a lot more competition now
Yeah.
in sports bars
Yeah.
than there was 25 years ago with the obvious Witherspoons and other great restaurants, great sports bars. They're hard to keep up with because they're more designated sports bars. But we do push our sports heavily, and we do get a lot of guys in. You know, the Formula One is always popular. The UFC early in the morning is always busy. And of course the Premiership, which is off at the moment. And we also get a lot of Australian guys in.
Okay.
So we put all the NRL games on, all the
nice.
AFL. We're in the middle of the State of Origin at the moment. I'm on the Blues.
See, there you go. See, if you want to watch any of the sport, come down and you'll probably get it on there.
Yeah, for sure. If it's televised, we'll get it on.
In terms of like the situation we're in right now, I mean, obviously you've got an incredibly good reputation. You're very busy. Have you ever thought of expanding and getting into bigger premises? Because you've been here a long, long time.
Have been here a long time. We tried that. I won't
you?
go into too many details.
Oh, okay.
People said you need a bigger place. We got a bigger place and couldn't fill it up. It was a bit of a learning curve.
Oh,
a bit of a learning curve. Yeah, we opened a really, really high-end steakhouse 16 years ago, and it was regarded as probably one of the best restaurants in town.
Gotcha.
Timing was not the best. There was some political stuff.
Right.
That was when taxing got kicked out.
Okay.
And yeah, we struggled with that. So at the moment, I'm pretty happy where I am. You know, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. And you know, I've been here such a long time. I don't sort of kick back and think, you know, that's it. I've cracked it. I've made it. I just work as hard as I've always worked. And I just enjoy working here. I enjoy the Sportsman, you know.
Yeah, I must admit, when I came in, like everyone was saying hello to you, and it's like a family environment.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So obviously you're working hard. You've done fantastic here. I mean, how do you relax? Do you relax? Do you get any chance to do anything other than be here?
Yeah, I never used to. I have quite a young family now. My son is 9 years old, so when you get sure, keeps me on your toes, and also reminds you that there are other things that you need to enjoy. And my family are so important to me. You know, whether it's my direct family back in the UK or my immediate family here now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm forced, and I love doing it, taking time off with him. So we do our holidays. He does all sorts of different stuff, which I do with him. I used to drum as a kid, and he's now a drummer. I swim a lot. He's now a very, very good swimmer. He does a lot of competitions in Bangkok and that. So that makes me, well, I don't know if that's relaxing, is it? It's just something else to do.
Different, isn't it? A different angle.
Apart from that, no, I'm pretty relaxed at work. I enjoy being at the Sportsman. And, you know, I work hard, but then every now and again, if there's a decent sporting event on, you know, I'll sit down and drink some beers with the boys, and I'm relaxed.
Happy days. So you've been here 32 years.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you've travelled around Thailand quite a bit.
Yes.
What's your favourite place away from the city here?
You know what, Koh Chang, I guess.
Nice.
Really, you know, for convenience of being that close to Pattaya, we go down. I've got some good friends down there that have got a beautiful resort down there. We go down with the family. I love the beach. I love the ocean down there. You go in the right season. The ocean's crystal clear. It's dead flat. You know.
You don't like the Pattaya beach?
Not as much. Not as much.
What's that?
They've improved it. They have improved it. When it's not washed away, it's better than it has been in the past. But I would say, yeah, I love a week in Koh Chang.
Koh Chang
is beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, guys.
The
So you
missus
want to go
is
away?
more. Yeah.
Get yourself down Koh Chang.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, brilliant. So you're here, we're doing well, everything's good. We're now starting to edge towards the resume of normality.
Yeah.
Where do you see Thailand coming out of this? How do you see the next 6 months or 12 months? How do you see it unfolding?
Quickly.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to pick up quickly. I'm not sure if that's for every industry, although like the tourist sector is so big here in Pattaya, nearly everything revolves around tourism. I think it's going to bounce back, and it is bouncing back. Touch wood. Hope I'm not jinxing anybody, but I think it's going to bounce back really quickly. I wasn't sure. Nobody was sure coming out of it the end of last year. They opened up. They closed down for this new strain, and I thought, this is going to be the end of it if they keep stopping and starting. Hopefully, they're not going to start backpedaling now. People are now regaining their confidence of they can come on holiday. It's not going to get shut down. All the restrictions are being lifted. I think it's going to bounce back really quickly. You know, we're coming into the so-called sort of low season. I think there's so many people out there that haven't been able to come for 2 years,
totally
2.5 years.
Totally agree.
That are not put off about the monsoon season and it's low season, and they would normally go to Spain or Greece. They're like, no, you know what, we need to get to Pattaya, we need to get to Thailand. So I think it's going to increase gradually, and then next high season, hold on to your hats.
Fingers crossed. Well, I must admit, you're absolutely spot on when you said about last year, because I mean, from a a business point of view, they couldn't have hurt the businesses any more than what they did by saying, right, we're going to have New Year, and then 2 days before, oh no, we're shutting you all down.
That's it.
You know, the people had bought in lots of stock, they'd prepared, they were ready for a New Year's Eve party, which is, you know, consistently a good time of year for businesses. And then they went, bang, have that.
For the business owner, it was devastating, yeah. Really was.
Yeah.
It really was.
Well, you're here still, you're smiling, and you're good. So we're near the end. I'm going to ask you this question because you've got 32 years of experience here. I've got a guy watching the channel right now. He's just going to come over here because, like you said, there's going to be no low season this year. He's right here now. Say, son, put your bags down, sit down with Dave and listen to his words of wisdom. What would you tell him?
Oh, that's a tough one. Don't make the mistakes I made.
Okay.
And, you know, be respectful to the locals. They're lovely, lovely people. You get on the wrong side of them, they're not as nice. Be respectful to the locals, and if you do make any mistakes, learn from them. Yeah, because everybody makes mistakes, but learn from them. Be respectful, keep your nose clean, and Pattaya's a great place. You know, you don't get in any bother here, you know, unless you're looking for it. That would be my advice: is just enjoy it for what it is, and be respectful.
Fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me on, mate.
Guys, this is Dave from the Sportsman here on Soy 13, and you can get to it down Second Road and on Beach Road. You know, have a look on the Facebook page. I'll put all the links in the description below. Get it, come and try the food here. It really is fantastic. Come and have a beer with your man here. 32 years. He's forgotten more than I know. I've only been here 10 years. He's forgotten more than I know. All right, so that's it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. Get yourself on Discord. I'm going to speak to Dave after this, and we'll get him on there to showcase his menu to you, so you can see that on Discord. There's over 16,000 members in there now, so get yourself on there. It's completely free of charge. And if you would like to support the channel, there is a link down in the description below. Membership starts from as little as 89 pence a month. All right, that's it from us. Thank you very much for watching, and please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.